Hi, I'm Erin Woodger and I'm a business coach, and I'm going to show you the 5 key shifts that you need to make to transform your woodworking business. I'm going to show you how to gain back your work-life balance and generate the income that you really deserve. So who is this for? This is for people who run their own company in the woodworking industry. They're at a point where they make money in some months, but they lose money in others. Their company has grown to a point where it just feels slightly out of control. Did you start your company to gain control of your life, but now it just controls you? And are you willing to put in the time and the investment to achieve success? Well, then this is for you. This is going to transform your life. So what are we going to cover in the next 40 minutes? I'm going to take you through the 5 key shifts you need to make to be successful in your woodworking business. I'm going to show you how you can apply these principles to your life and your business and enact change. I'm going to take you through a case study showing one of my clients and how they used this program to find success and to transform their company. I'm going to show you how you can achieve that same success and achieve the same happiness that they now experience. And then I'm going to show you what your next steps are. So maybe you're wondering, who am I? Well, I'm an expert in the woodworking industry. I've worked at board level in multiple companies. I've worked with national brands to deliver them success. I've developed bespoke software to transform woodworking businesses, working with them to implement it, seeing them transform. I'm a successful business and life coach. I change lives and I change businesses. I deliver on people's goals. My vision is to enable business owners to realise their full potential, to realise what they can be and what they can achieve. And I want them to have the lifestyle and the finances that they want, that they deserve. So what are my goals for you? I want you to have a clear vision of where you want to be financially, and then I'll help you realise that dream. I want you to have simple and effective tools to achieve your financial success. And then I want you to have an understanding of those tools, enabling you to achieve lasting success, so that your success isn't just based on me, but it's you understanding those tools and making that difference long term. I want you to have a clear vision of how you want your work-life balance to be. I want you to have clear, simple and effective tools to achieve that work balance, to spend that time with your family. Now, what would happen to your business and your life if you had all these things? So we know now that you've got a woodworking business and you want to transform it. It's maybe delivering a little bit, but not delivering what you want it to. It's not delivering the financial security, the lifestyle that you want. We worked out that my goals for you absolutely tick the boxes for what you want. You want to find that freedom. You want to transform your life and your business. So, now's the exciting bit. I'm going to take you through the top 5 shifts that you need to do that will transform your business and your life. So we'll take it step by step. If you need maybe a pad and pencil just to make some notes, because this is going to change your life. So we're going to take you through step by step, breaking down each bit and just working through how we can make a difference in your business and in your life. So let's take this journey together. The top 5 shifts that you will need to transform your business are: develop specific goals, make a clear plan of how to achieve those goals, empower your team, learn daily discipline, and the absolute key one, invest in mentoring. So I'm going to break them down one by one and we'll run through them. So develop specific goals. It's absolutely key that you have a clear vision of where you want to go, a clear vision of what you want to achieve, Otherwise, you're just not going to achieve it. So to start with, we need to set financial goals. Clear vision of the finances that you want to have. How much money do you want to make? How much money, what net profit should your company be making? What money should you be able to take out of your company? What should you be earning personally? And where does your bank balance need to be? So we need to include in these financial goals a daily profit and loss and the personal target income for you. There's no point in having monthly accounts, looking back and wondering where it went wrong, why you haven't made the profits that you should have done. If we track these on a daily basis, we can change, we can adapt, we can see what works. We can try something and know immediately whether it's affecting our profit or not. So daily discipline of the profit and loss and our personal targets. So this next one is a game changer for the woodworking industry. We're going to link our daily profit and loss to our production and our workshops. So we're not going to have a financial plan on one side and a production plan on the other with no connection. We're going to plan out our profit and loss based on what we can achieve, and then we're going to look at our production and say, are we planning the right revenue? Are we planning the right profits? Are we planning the right profit margins to meet and hit our profit and loss targets? And when the two marry up, we produce what we need to do, we keep our customers happy, and we make the profits that we need to make. When the two are out of kilter, we don't make any money. We feel we're busy fools. We work, but because it's not linked to the profit and loss, the accounts, the numbers, the daily discipline, we just become busy fools. We just produce, but we're blind. We can't see. We're not planning based on the money. We're not planning based on the profit and loss. So link your profit and loss, your budgets, what you want to make as a profit each day to your production. Is my production delivering the profits that I need today? If you do large projects, split it out into small chunks. Divide that up. It can be quite high level. Just divide that, take your job, divide it, how much you're going to generate each day, because then when your project overruns, you can see right there how it's affecting your profits. How your 4-month project, if it takes 5 months, that's the difference between making the profits that we want and losing those profits. So link your finances with your production. Massive. This is so key. This is what will transform your business. So this is an area that lots of us get wrong. Set detailed goals for your work-life balance. Life is not all about work. Your work needs to deliver you the lifestyle that you want and the work balance that you want. If you've got family, you need to spend time with your family. You enjoy going on holiday. You enjoy visiting different countries. Whatever it is that you want to do in your life, make that important. Set that out as detailed goals. Think about your ideal life. Think about where you would like to live, what you would like to do. Be as detailed as you like. It's up to you. We can get your company generating the profits, generating the income that you need to live the life that you want. If you have the right team running your business, if you can trust them and let go, then you can have that work-life balance. The reason you're here, you're with me, you're going through this journey, is because you want to stop. You want to change. You want to do it differently. You don't want to work all hours God sends and not make any money, not have the lifestyle you want. We can make that change together, but you've got to make detailed goals for how your life's going to be, because otherwise it won't change. Unless you focus and unless you lay out what you want it to look like, it will continue to look like what it does at the moment. So next, we're going to set detailed personal goals. What do you want to achieve in your life? We all have different personal goals, but you need something to work towards. You need something to drive you. A reason. What you need is enough leverage to make that change. Because unless you've got that leverage, unless you've got these goals that you're attaining to, your life will stay the same. Your business will stay the same. And you just won't change. So detail them out. And then we're going to put timescales to it. So all of these, the financial goals, the profit and loss, the work-life balance, the personal goals, we're going to say, right, by this date, we're going to achieve this. by this date we're going to achieve this, and we're going to break it out. We're going to have some goals that we're going to hit pretty quickly, but other goals, they're going to be 5 years' time, and we're going to split those out and we're going to work through them. But the more detailed we are, the more likely they are to happen. Because once you've got these goals, then our subconscious is working on those. It's just the same. When you buy a car, suddenly all you see everywhere is that car. They were always there, but your mind has been filtering them out because it doesn't think it was useful to you. But now you've got that car, your brain is working overload and it thinks that's interesting. It thinks that's important to you. So suddenly you see it everywhere. It's exactly the same. Your subconscious mind, get it working for you, even when you're asleep. If you've got the personal goals, if you've got the focus, your subconscious, all this information that it's pulling in, will suddenly start working to achieve those goals. So now we've got the detailed list of our specific goals. We've got a vision. We know where we're going. We know where we want to get to. Now, unless we do anything else, we'll never get there. Things will never change. So great, we've got an idea of where we want to be, but unless we make a clear plan of how to achieve these goals, we're not going to move from where we are now to where we want to be. So what we're going to start with is we're going to map out our finances. What needs to happen to achieve those financial goals? And step by step, what do we need to do each day to get from where we are now to where we're going to be? So we need to have an honest look as to where we are now. What's our finances like? What's the profits of the company or lack of? What debts do we have? Where are we sitting? And then where are we going to be? From a personal and from a business, where are we going to be? Where's our end game? And then we're going to break that down into bite-sized chunks. So next we're going to look at what can we do differently that will make the difference. Because unless we change, unless we do something different, we're going to be exactly where we are. So within your business, what things can we do differently that will get us to where we want to be? How can we plan our production differently? How can we utilise our staff differently? How can we track our profit and loss differently? How can we measure success? How can we measure whether it's a good day or a bad day? How can we do that differently? How can we do that better? Your day. What does your day look like? Is it planned? Is it detailed? What can you do differently each day that will make a difference? What time are you devoting each day to working on your business, on you, developing you? Are you giving time for mentoring, to learn, to grow? So for the woodworking industry, this next one is another game changer. What can you produce and hold in stock when you don't have the sales? So it's all about utilising the workshop, the staff, the people that you've got. That's overheads that you pay all day, every day, regardless of whether you've got the sales, regardless of whether they've got the work. So what we'll look at together is what can you produce and hold in stock. It may be that at the moment you don't hold anything in stock. Everything is bespoke. Everything is what the client wants. That's fine. There are always things. It might be some kickboard. It might be some cornice. It might be a load of plinth or legs. There are all sorts of products that we sell day in, day out to all sorts of clients. It may be that all the clients want different colours. Therefore, the stock items, we're just going to prime. We're not going to put any colour on them because otherwise it wouldn't work. There is always a way. There is always products that we can produce in the slack times, in January, in August when everybody goes on holiday. Utilise that production to build that up, put it in stock, have a system to be able to know what we've got in stock, and you are generating the revenue so that when you're busy, you can produce far much more because some of it is just coming off the shelf. You've already utilised your staff and your workshop, and from a revenue point of view, which we'll track on a daily basis, regardless of what are we selling to the client, a revenue basis, what is my workshop producing? Be it producing stuff to put in stock or be it producing stuff for clients. This, I tell you, it makes such a difference to your productivity, to your profitability. If you can generate and even out that revenue through the year, so every single month you're generating the same amount from the same amount of people. So just think about it. What can you produce and hold in stock that you can then pull off the shelf when you're flat out and when you've got all the sales? And I'll help you through that. We'll work together. I've been in the industry for years and years and years. I know how it works. I know what you can do to do that. But this is a game changer. This makes the difference. So now we've got a plan. We've worked out what we need to do differently. We've worked out how to achieve our financial goals. We've worked out what products we're going to produce when it's quiet. And now we need to work out who needs to do what to ensure we meet this plan and we achieve these goals. So break it down. Choose your key managers within your organisation. It may be that you're in a large company and you've got a whole hierarchy of managers. It may be that you're a small company and you've just got a couple of guys that work with you. But what you need to do is to break this plan down into a list of actions and then assign those actions to your key people. You need to choose 3 or 4 people who are going to make this happen, who are going to help you achieve your goals and who you can trust and who you can develop. We're then going to make this action plan. We're going to say, these are all the projects that we need to do. This is the changes we need to make. These are the things that we need to do differently each day. And this is the action list for you. This is the action list for you. And then what you can do is you can work with them on a daily basis. And you know exactly where you are. Are you behind plan? What are you going to do about it? Are you on track? So we're checking our finances. We're tracking, are we producing the revenue we want? Are we bringing in the sales that we need? Are we generating the revenue in the workshop that we need? And are we doing the action points each day to get us there, to make the difference, to do these things differently? Because we can all have great plans, but unless that plan is broken down into actions and those actions actually happen, and we have a way of tracking that, we have a way of holding people accountable, then the plan just goes out the window. As soon as we get busy, as soon as something goes wrong, as soon as the next thing comes around the corner, the plan just gets lost. But if you're tracking it daily, and each day, each manager, on top of what the work that they're doing, has a certain amount of action plans to do, they will achieve that because it's manageable. You break it down into bite-sized chunks. If you give them it as just one huge plan and send them off to do it, it won't happen. They'll start it great, they'll be all focused, and then they'll get distracted. You need to keep bringing them back on a daily basis. So if they achieve those plans, you will meet your goals. Your company will be successful, your company will be profitable, and you will achieve that financial success and personal success. So choose your team, pick them, and make that plan and break that plan down into action points. Create a daily planner to track your finances and your projects. It might be a smart sheet, it might be a piece of paper. Whatever works with you, you need a daily planner that's going to track your profit and loss. It's going to track where you are on the project. It's going to track where your finances are, track where your projects are. Track to see if your production is in line with your projections, is in line with the revenue that you need to bring. But unless you have a way of planning these things, tracking them, checking them, it won't work. Because what makes the difference is the daily discipline of following through on your plan and checking to see where you are. Checking to see what happened yesterday. What do you need to do differently? What did you try that worked? Well, let's do more of that. What did you try that didn't work? Let's change that. Let's see what we can do. Something went wrong. It's not about shouting, screaming at your staff. It's about looking at, can we change the processes? Can we change the way we do things to catch that, to check it? Do we need to add in another check? This daily planner, tracking these finances and tracking your projects will make the difference. So without a clear plan, a goal is just a good idea. Goals are great, but without a plan, detail on that plan, and a way of following that through and making sure it happens, a goal is just going to be a great idea. We all have great ideas. We all have loads of great ideas, but it's only the few that actually make it happen. It's the few that really have a successful business, a successful life. And the reason you're here on this journey with me is because you are that 1% who are going to make the difference. You're that person who is going to have a clear plan, have a goal, and see it through. You are going to achieve this success. Your business is going to be transformed. It's going to be completely different because you're willing to do what it takes to get to where you want to be. We've got the goal, we've got the plan, and we're going to make that happen step by step. And I can be by your side throughout that, supporting you, taking you through the fears. We all have that, the self-doubt. It's not going to happen. Why is it going to be different? It's not been different before. I've tried this, I've tried millions of things, and nothing ever happens. I'm going to be working through those fears with you, and we are going to bring success to your company. But we need that clear plan and a way of following that. So we've already talked about breaking down your goals. I just want to go over it a bit more just to make sure, because it is so key. Breaking your goals down into manageable steps and ensuring those steps can be tracked on a daily basis is what is going to make the difference. So we've got our plan, we've got our vision. We're breaking that plan down into manageable steps. And then we're tracking those steps on a daily basis. Weekly as well, monthly as well, yes. Quarterly, yearly, but daily basis. We're tracking where we are on the plan and we're adjusting, we're changing. We're putting in a few extra hours, we're making the difference to ensure that we pull back on track. Because time is money. And every time your workshop is not producing, that's profit that you're not making. So we need to ensure that we set a plan, we set a timescale, we break that down and we ensure that happens. And I'm going to, again, work through with you to teach you how to do it, to teach you how to get that daily discipline of planning your day, tracking, ensuring people can be accountable to you, but you don't spend all your life in meetings. You don't spend all your time watching over somebody else. We get the tracking right, we get the daily planner right, then the numbers that come to you will tell you whether we're on track or not. You'll be able to see clearly in a quick glance where your focus needs to be, because you as the owner of the business, you as the guy who runs this company, you need to be able to take a broad overview and ensure that the whole company, the whole plan is on track to this goal. And we'll walk you through step by step, but breaking those goals down, making it feel manageable and making each step easy and within their skill set, within what they can do, within what they can see, makes the difference to making the plan happen. So the third shift you need to do is to empower your team. So you've set your goals, you've made your plan. Now you need that team that's going to enact this plan, that's going to make this plan happen. So it's likely that you've got a team of people around you, you've got managers. You need to pick 3 or 4 of them who are going to be key, who are going to work with you to make this plan happen. Now don't try and do everything yourself. Otherwise, you'll do lots and lots of things, but you'll do them all badly. You won't do anything well. You need to trust your team. You need to empower them to do the work for you. You need to pick people based on skill set, based on emotional intelligence. You need to find the right people and hand over the jobs that you're trying to do. Too many people who run businesses, they try and do everything themselves. They've often started the business themselves, so they used to do everything. And they've never quite managed to let go. Or maybe you've let go before, you've trusted somebody and it's gone horribly wrong. They've let you down, you took your eye off the ball and you lost money. Now this is going to be different because we're going to put systems in place to be able to track, to be able to check. We're checking on a daily basis, so you know when things are going to go wrong. Because the systems that we'll build, the way the reporting will come back to you, it will flag straight away when something's not right. But you need to trust your team, because you by yourself, you can't turn this around. You can't make the difference on your own. You need that team. You need lots of people making the difference down on the shop floor, making sure that people are on plan, production is working, sorting out the issues. Everything can't come back to you. You can't be this bottleneck where everything just has to come through you And because you're so busy, because you're trying to do everything, it just falls down. Time is money. So we need to move this plan on at the right pace. And that means having a key team around you and you trusting them. So do you have the right leaders, or do we need to recruit some new people? Positive attitude, emotional intelligence, they are the most important things. Above skills, above product knowledge, all of that can be taught. We all learnt it. There was a day when we didn't know things about the woodworking industry, didn't know things as to how your business run, your products. That's fine, that can be taught. And that's a bonus, that's great if they have it. But a positive attitude and emotional intelligence that is what's going to make the difference. So, what's the culture in your company? Are your workforce always negative? Are they always moaning? Is everything always too much? Or do you have managers who are positive, who are driving forward, who nothing is ever too much of a problem? That is what will make the difference. Now, it doesn't mean just because a lot of your staff are negative that we have to get rid of them all, not at all. It starts from the top. If we change the culture, if we change the attitude at the top with you, and then moving down to your managers, that will spread throughout the company and will transform the attitude. Because what we need is everybody buying into this plan, not trying to trip us up, not trying to trip each other up, not trying to pull the managers down. We need everybody buying into it, excited about it, and seeing the difference. You need to communicate back to your staff, look, you did this, you made this change, and this is how it's affected the numbers. This is what you've done, and this is how you've enabled us to succeed. So you need to communicate and inspire back down the team, into your team. So maybe you do need to recruit. Maybe you haven't got the right people. I can work through that with you. We can look at the skill sets that you do have within your managers, and we can work out what's missing, what do we need, what skill sets do we need to bring in. But it's key, absolutely key, that you've got the right team and that you empower them and you trust them. So make sure your team know your plan. Unless they know what they're doing, unless they know where we're going, unless they know your plan down to the detail, how on earth can they make it happen? You've got to make sure they buy into it and they have clear roles and responsibilities. What happens so often in companies is somebody thinks that somebody else is picking it up and they think that you're picking it up and things fall between the gaps. Make it clear. A happy workforce know exactly what they need to do each day and when it's been a good day and when it's been a bad day. Managers need their clear roles and responsibilities, and the staff need to know what those are. So they need to know who's in charge of what department, who makes what decisions, who to go to when something's gone wrong. Needs to be clear, written down. The whole company need to know who is doing what, and then you can see where the gaps are. You can see it brings security. Everybody knows what they're doing. You can then, when you bring your plan and map that across your team, everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody has clear actions, clear responsibilities. And when something goes wrong, you know exactly who to go to, who to talk to, who can fix it, who can make the changes, because that is their responsibility. Be clear, don't be woolly, don't leave grey areas. Be crystal clear. This is your responsibility, this is your baby, and people will rise to it. People will respond to it. They know the buck stops with them, they'll go the extra mile. If they always think somebody else is going to pick it up, things get dropped. So be clear, crystal clear on your plan. Get them to buy into it, sell it to them. Really sell it like you're selling it to a client. They need to understand and they need to get excited about your plan, and give them clear roles and responsibilities. So next, you need to have daily check-ins to make sure that everything is on plan. You don't need to overlord over people. You don't need to be standing behind their shoulder, looking over their shoulder, being there all the time. You just need daily check-ins to check, where are we? What's gone wrong? What do we need to do to fix it? What went right? Why did it go right? Can we replicate that? Can we do that again? Can we do more of that? Just daily check-ins. It might be at the beginning of the day, early, just before everybody starts. It might be at the end of the day when everybody's gone home. Whatever works within your schedule. but have daily check-ins with your managers, and then your managers, if they've got team leaders under them, they have daily check-ins with them. So everybody is communicating. People aren't going off on their own track. You keep bringing people back onto the rails. We've set a goal, we've made a plan, and now we're having daily check-ins to see where we are against that plan. And if we're not against that plan, what can we do to turn it round? We're not looking back at the end of the month, navel gazing and wondering what went wrong. Every single day, we're learning, we're changing, we're making decisions so that if something's going wrong, we nip it in the bud straight away. We make that change. If we're not making the profits we should be doing, if we're not getting the right amount of revenue in, we make those changes, but we stop it now. We make the difference now. We have those daily check-ins. Make it a daily discipline to have a daily check-in with your managers. So the fourth shift you need to make is learn daily discipline. There's a huge amount of information around us. The internet, your phones, books, podcasts, everything. It can all overwhelm us. It's easy to jump from one thing to the other. Your phone beeps and you pick it up and you read it. Your email comes in. We're bombarded with distractions. And it's so easy for the day to just disappear. And what have we done? We've not done a lot. We just jump from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And then we need to spend time investing in you. Whether it's a coaching session or whether it's feeding you with the right information. Feeding yourself. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe that's the way that you recharge. But we need to be on our game. We need to be at our peak in order to make these differences, make this happen. So we need to learn the daily discipline of priorities and making things priorities. Making things a must, not a should. If something's a should, we just don't do it. We all know that. But if something's a must, then it happens. And so we've got to work out what changes it from a should to a must. What's that leverage? What makes the difference? I can teach you to find daily discipline, to be self-disciplined. I'll work beside you. We'll get through your distractions. We'll get through your fears. We'll get through all of the overload of information. Stop procrastinating. Learn discipline. So we've all read books, watched tutorials and been on courses, and they're all great. But there comes a time when we have to stop just reading more and more books and actually start enacting what we're learning. What I'm trying to teach you here is not just information, it's transformation. And taking learning to transformation is when you actually start doing something about it. Taking in the information, learning it, and then doing it. And this is about the daily discipline. So when you get inspired by something, start doing it. Make today the start of your new life. Make today the start of the change. Make today the day when you make that decision, I'm going to change. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to set my goals. I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to gather my team around me. I'm going to be daily disciplined and I am going to be successful. Great. Keep feeding yourself on the right books, on the tutorials, on the courses. But start enacting it. Start making it happen. Start doing what you've learned and start changing your life. So what sets successful people apart is the ability to have the daily discipline to apply what they've learned and then make those daily choices that change their lives. And we're going on this journey together. You're watching this webinar. You've decided to make a difference. You've decided that there are things in your business, there are things in your life that need to change. And unless you start enacting the daily discipline, things will never change. But you're one of the few, you're one of that 1% who can be successful because you're doing something about it. You're not just running around like a headless chicken. You're not just doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting things to be different. You're here. You're making a difference. This is the start. This is the start of your journey. This is the start of your life turning around. You are going to be a successful person. You are going to transform your company. And I can be with you step by step throughout that process, ensuring that you stay on track, that you get through your fears, and you manage to see yourself where you're going to be and then we'll get you there. We'll get you there. You'll get that income. You'll get rid of those debts. You'll turn your company around. It's all possible. You just need to follow the steps and make a difference. Make those changes, make those decisions. So we've already talked about it, but you need to make each action on your plan a must. Not just a should or a maybe. It has got to be a must. And then it will happen. So whatever leverage you need, whatever inspiration you need, that's what mentoring is here for. That's what coaching is here for. That's how I can take you through from where you are to where you want to be. I can work with you to work out in your life what is going to make the difference in taking everything that you need to do and changing it from should and maybe and could and I'd like to into this is a must and I will do this. And when you become decisive, when you've got enough leverage and inspiration and push to make it happen on a daily basis, your life will transform. So working together, we'll work out what inspires you. We'll work out what is that leverage that you need to push you over the edge to make a decision and make that decision now. Not something you think about and you might do it tomorrow or you might do it next week or you'll just wait for this, just wait for that. Let's see what next month brings. No, the change starts now. And let's start making that a must now. Let's make those decisions a must. You've got to change. You've got to do something different. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same as it's always been. But I'll work through with that. We'll put a plan together and we'll work out how to turn your action plan into a must. So you need to learn to make decisions quickly, not procrastinate. It might sound counterintuitive, but actually making a decision quickly that ends up to be a bit wrong, it can actually be better than taking forever to make a decision, because making decisions builds momentum. It's a bit like getting a huge boulder moving. It takes an incredible amount of effort to get it moving, but actually once it's moving, it's much, much easier and takes much less effort to turn it left a bit, to turn it right a bit. So I'm not saying head completely off in the wrong direction. We've got a plan, we've got a vision, and as long as it fits in within that, then make your decisions. But so many companies are hampered by the boss not making a decision quickly. And time is money. Every time we don't move forward, we don't progress, we just leave things hanging. The culture gets negative because everybody says, oh, well, it will get to the boss and he won't make a decision. It will sit on his desk for years, for months, whatever it is. We need to be proactive. You need to be pushing your business forward. And in order to do that, you need to make these decisions. And don't be so scared of getting it wrong. We all get it wrong. That's just part of life. And that's why you have a team around you to help you to work through things together. But make those decisions. And if it's slightly off, we'll just readjust. Because we're daily tracking everything, the numbers, the profitability, the production, the actions against the plan, we can tell immediately if we've made a wrong decision, and we can turn that and we can make the right decision. But we need that momentum. And once you've got momentum, your business starts to change. You start to see that income coming in. You start to be making profits because the momentum is there and everybody, they feed into it, they buy into it. So make those decisions. Now we come to the final shift, invest in mentoring or coaching. And this is the glue that pulls it all together, and this is the one that makes the difference. You've got your beliefs and you've got your ideas. And the quality of those ideas, they determine what you do. So unless you know about it, you can't do it. So you need your idea first, and then that determines what you do. And what you do determines your outcomes. And unless you do something different, you will continue to get the same outcome. So to change those outcomes, you've got to change your mindset and your actions. Because changing your mindset will enable you to change your actions. So you've got to take your beliefs and your ideas, they become what you do. You change your mindset and they enact your actions. And the way to change your actions You have to invest in yourself. Those that succeed have found the right people to inspire them, and they've invested in themselves. And that's what mentoring, that's what coaching is. So mentoring is like making furniture. Let's imagine you want to make a finely decorated oak table. And it may be that you're already a professional cabinet maker, so you already know what to do. You might not have made this exact decorate oak table, but you've made a table before. You understand the process. You know what you need to do. But if you're not a professional cabinet maker, you can easily get all the plans online in a book, and they'll show you what to do. They'll show you the materials you need to buy and the step-by-step instructions. And if you just follow those plans, will your table be as good as the one made by the professional cabinet maker? No, very unlikely. It'll be a table, it'll be made of oak. Will it be the beautiful, finely decorated table that the professional cabinet maker's made? No, it won't be. But if you work side by side with that cabinet maker, and he helped you step by step, each of the steps forward, he'd show you, and then you would do it. And you'd make a few mistakes, and you'd redo things. But by the end of it, would you be able to make the beautiful table? Absolutely. Would it take a bit longer than the professional cabinet maker took? Yes. Would yours be quite as good as his? No. But then the more you did it, the better you would become. And if you worked for long enough with him, if you did enough tables, would you eventually be able to do on your own? Would you be able to make tables as beautiful as the professional cabinet makers once you'd worked with them, once you'd had that mentoring, once you'd had that coaching through of how to do it, of all the little different things that he'd learned through the years, all the mistakes that he'd made, he was passing across to you, and you were not having to make those mistakes because he was teaching you and he was mentoring you. Absolutely. That is what mentoring is all about. So it may be that you are a professional cabinet maker. It may be that you make kitchens. It may be that you process timber. You will understand your product inside out. You will be an expert on what you do. But if you're coming on this journey with me and watching this webinar, it's highly likely that that is your skill set. It's not transforming businesses. It's not turning things around and making the profits. That's what you need to find a mentor, a coach to do. You need to find somebody with the skill sets to take you from where you are now to where you want to be. And that is what makes the difference in your life changing. So you can learn about the 5 steps. You can learn about the shifts that you need to make. You can even have it broken down into step by step. But unless you have somebody walking by your side, helping you when things go wrong, picking you up, pushing you through the fears, giving you advice as to how to do things differently, then life just doesn't change. So all successful people, I have a coach myself. It's transformed my life. I earned more in a month than I ever did in a year. And that was through being pushed, being coached, being stretched, having somebody walking with me and pushing me through it. And that's what will make the difference, because you probably tried many times to change your life, to change your company. And always, you don't quite make it. Always, it maybe changes for a little bit, but it regresses back. Getting a coach, getting a mentor, that is what will change your life. I'm really excited to share the case study of one of my clients who achieved fantastic success following this program. So Alan's bespoke furniture manufacturing business, he owed £900,000 to his creditors. He realised that unless he did something different, he'd lose his business, which would have catastrophic effects on his life. He reached out to me and I took him through the program. To start with, just as we've been discussing, we set out clear goals. Those goals were to clear his debt, and to bring a large contract back on track that had got just completely out of control and was losing money. We then built a plan to achieve those goals. And part of that plan, this involved building a financial plan. So a daily P&L, a daily tracker. And then what we did is we matched that to his production schedule so that we ensured that what was happening in the workshops matched what we'd put on the financial plan. And every time we fell behind, every time it changed, we brought it back on track, but we were tracking it daily. Then we chose a team. We picked his key people in the business that would be his managers and run it, and we gave them clear responsibilities so that each day they knew exactly what they were doing and they ensured the plan happened. And then we built a reporting structure to keep him and me updated, freeing Alan to concentrate on building the business, on bringing in the new sales, on developing the company forward. So we made the difference. We went through exactly the same steps as we've been talking about. We set out the goal, we made a plan. We matched that plan to the production. We chose a team, we empowered them. We gave them clear responsibilities, and we ensured that there was a structure in place to keep that on track, and that freed Alan to run his business and to push it forward. So what were the results? After 4 months, we'd added 600 grand to his bottom line. After 6 months, we'd cleared those debts, and he's now negotiating the sale of his profitable company to a multinational firm. Alan recognised that he had to change his actions to change his outcome, and that just working longer hours, getting stressed with his staff and reading about how to change wasn't going to be enough. He needed that support, the mentoring, the coaching to get him through the dark times, to lift him out of his fears and keep him on track. And you can have exactly the same success. Your business can be transformed following these 5 shifts. Now you have a choice. The way to change your actions is to invest in yourself. You can keep doing the same things you've always done, or you can choose today to take action. Choose success. I've set aside some time this week to talk to you personally. We will spend 45 minutes together crafting a step-by-step game plan that would change your business and it would change your life. The cost for this is absolutely nothing. So why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I love to give back. Plus, I know that you might want my help to transform your business, and I know I can. But spaces are limited. I can only talk to so many people per day. This could be the conversation that changes your life. What is your next step? Click on the link below this video and book a free call with me. No obligations, no catches, won't cost you a penny. It might just be the most important 45 minutes of your life. If you want to change your life and discover your financial freedom, then take that action. Do it today. On the call, we'll work out what's holding you and your business back, and I'll help you craft your plan. So we're going to transform your life. We can discuss how to take your goals and your plan and make them happen. Through my program, I can take you step by step from struggling to make the profits you want to achieving your goals and achieving your success. I'll take you through the exact same steps that have transformed my clients' lives, like Alan, transformed his life. If you're watching this webinar, it's likely that you're struggling with aspects of your woodworking business, but you are the 1% that's willing to take the action that will transform your life and your business. I look forward to transforming your life and working together in the future. Make that call. Make that change. Book a call now. It might just transform your life.